Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Africa Everyday. Today's video is going to be about a special recipe. What makes it so special? Because this recipe is shared with me by Atomic Shrimp, and the recipe is called egg in the basket. So I'll be making that special recipe, though I'm going to be Africanizing mine. I'll be adding some kind of ingredient from Nigeria to it. So it can be a little bit different from that of a Western version. Egg in the basket. When they asked me the question that have I ever seen this kind of recipe before, and I told him no, I've never seen this before, and I was excited to try this. All right. Before I start the procedure, I'd like to show my full appreciation to my patrons. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really appreciate you guys. And those of you that will buy me because of coffee, thank you so much for your huge support. I'll forever be grateful to you guys, most especially Atomic Shrimp. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you so much from the deepest part of my heart. All right. So I'm not going to be explaining this because for you Westerners there, this may be a very common recipe, but for me, as a Nigerian, this is a special recipe for me. So I need to make a hole. Look at my, should I call this stencil? I don't know what this is called. I just want to use this to tell this one as a practice to see if I'll get it right. Yes, I got it right. Yes, egg in the basket. Well, this is perfect. Perfect. That's good. That is perfect. Oh, this is good. This is good. I just can't wait. This is kind of a recipe that I love trying mostly. The kind of recipe introduced me by a friend. Instead of me, scoring through the internet to look for one. Because I always feel connected to that kind of recipe because I believe I'm eating a kind of food that's been enjoyed by somebody that I know, somebody that are close to me. So I love trying that kind of recipe. I love trying it a lot. I feel connected, and I'm always excited and nervous in trying it. All right, the holes are made. The eggs will go into this. Original recipe, I'm supposed to use unsalted butter for this recipe, but the problem is that unsalted butter is just too expensive, so I can't afford that. I just can't afford that. In case you are thinking, what do you think the price is? It's about $4 to $5. It's about $4 to $5, and that is a lot. Given that it's a kind of ingredient that I don't usually use. And apart from that, if I buy it because they don't have reliable power supply in Nigeria, and I don't have the money to be able to run full generator set 24 hours, that means that it's not going to take a long before it goes bad, and that will be a waste of scarce resources. So that's why I'm using vegetable oil. So I'm using vegetable oil for this. I'm using vegetable oil. But according to what I read, we can actually substitute vegetable oil for unsalted butter, though it is not going to be as it's going to have the exact taste of unsalted butter, but it still get a long way. Okay, now time to toast my bread. But just in case you want to try this recipe, this fillet I'm using here, we call this frying pan in Nigeria, is a non-sticking frying pan. You don't use a metal spatula. This one is plastic. Sorry, it's silicone. So we don't use special metal spoon or metal ladle because it could be scraping what makes the frying pan to be non-sticky. So do not try that in case the way I do mine, you're interested in doing yours. Okay, this side should be done. Okay, that looks toasted to me. My apologies for the background noise. You can hear the noise. One of our residents here is playing his music very, very loud. And in Nigeria, you can't call the police. Well, unless you're a rich man, the police will not respond to your call. So this should be fully ready for it now. There are so many things I'm still going to gist you about my lovely country. Egg going in the basket. Wow. It's like that hole. Is the hole too small? Oh my God, I didn't get it right. It's like my hole is too small. Is that how it's supposed to be? Do you think my hole is too small? Black pepper. So remember the first recipe that I used the black pepper for? My black pepper. The next salt. In the recipe, I'm supposed to use kosher salt, but believe me, I've never heard of kosher salt. And I can't start looking around for kosher salt, so I'm using table salt. I don't like too much salt in my food, so that should be enough. Then the last ingredient is my onion, my chopped onions. I love my onions. Well, I didn't get this right. I messed this up. The thing is, the bread is toasted already, but the white egg is still there. It hasn't cooked. God, I was supposed to cover it. Lord, how did I miss that? It was supposed to be covered. Oh God of mercy. Look at that. I have to flip it over because this side has started burning. Oh my God, look at that. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. You can say that. I've increased the size of the cutout. This is a disaster. Oh God. Well, there is nothing I can do about this. God. And this is a disaster. Look at that. Oh, I'm not proud of myself at all. This is not good enough. Not good enough in whatever measurement you want to use for me. There's an abysmal failure. God, what is wrong with you? For the next batch, I've increased the size of the basket, so that the egg, probably I used to, the egg I use, they are too big, so you can have enough space for the egg, for the entire egg to sit in. So you can see that this is the bigger. So I believe this space should be enough for the egg to, to sit without spilling all over. And this time around, I'm going to remember to cover it. That was my issue. I didn't cover it. Yes, I learned from my mistake. That's good. And that's one of the ways that we learn as human beings. The first side is toasted. Now for the egg, in case you are wondering the size of the egg, I believe this should turn out better than the first one. I believe so. In fact, it should. It seems to be different. For one, the egg is still fat, very much than the prepared whole. Now look at the size of the slice. For use a bigger one, there won't be much, That means I will have cut off more about half of the slice. Okay, let me put the ingredient before I cover it up. Black pepper.
Yeah. Yeah. Mama. That's
My salt. The onion.
Plate.
All right. Then the last thing, cover. I'm not going to forget this time around. Bibi. Just like I suspected. Yes, as you can see, this turned out different. Yeah, this is different. It's far better than the first batch. Now look at that. Far better than the first batch. Like, the basket. Excuse me for the sneeze. All right, so my egg in the basket is done. As you can see, I'm not part of this work. It'll be my first time of trying this egg in the basket. Yes, I'm a little bit proud, but I'd love you to rate me in the comment section below to see if. Though, there's one thing that I don't joke with whenever I'm preparing a new recipe is that the food must be eatable. It must be edible, and must be safe to eat. That's the first thing I keep at the back of my mind. Whenever I don't get the garnishing, I don't get they look perfectly, I always try to make it edible, safely edible. I always try that. All right, if there's any other recipe you want me to try, please let me know in the comment section below. Remember, you can support me by becoming one of my patrons. Your support is highly appreciated. You can support me for as low as $1. Every support is highly appreciated. You can decide to buy me cups of coffee. Thank you for being there for me. I'll forever be grateful to you guys. Like, share, and comment on my video. And I hope to... Okay. No. How could I round up the video without telling you how it is? I know some of you might have been going to the comment section below, try to type, how could you make a recipe and you didn't even taste it? What kind of YouTuber are you? Of course. I will never forget, I'm allowed to add it because it's one of the most important part of the video. Okay? So, I don't know for me to eat this. I don't know how you guys eat it, probably with a knife and a fork. But for this, I'll be using my bare hands, one slice at a time and one bite at a time. Oh, the fact that I'm a sucker for toasted bread. That will explain the reason why I enjoy this recipe. And the egg, look at the egg. It's like when something is not completely cooked. It's like I'm tasting egg for the first time. the taste of the egg, it's mesmerizing. Well, I love this. Look at that. It seems as if the yolk was not taken off from the egg. Now look at the whitish part. Wow. Spare thanks for Automation for sharing this recipe with me. I really love it. In fact, I believe my wife is going to love this too. Oh, I love this. But the problem is that I've touched my right eye. I've touched it with the finger that contains black pepper, and it's hurting like fire. It's hurting me like fire. Well, this is sugar. This is very good for breakfast. In case you are thinking, you don't usually eat it alone. Yes, I would like to enjoy this with bonfita tea, not with coffee. With chocolate drink. That's what I would love to enjoy this with. All right, guys. I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.